I'm Lisa Streich. I come from Sweden and I live on the Swedish island Gotland in the Baltic Sea, and I write music. Music, I feel, has the capacity to capture the truth and make it relivable. I can feel the truth from Gustav Mahler, and I can feel the truth from my Israeli colleague. And I believe no other medium can do that. No paper can tell me the truth. No news in the TV can tell me the truth. And only music can make me feel another person's truth. Flügel was written for the NDR Elbphilharmonie Orchestra and Alan Gilbert in special. And I tried to create a creature on the scene that has wings. To the right, one in the deep register, and to the left, one wing in the high register. And sometimes they play together to create a big wing or a big action, but often they also play after each other to create a movement inside the orchestra. And this is interrupted by a very fragile counterpoint that somehow also creates wings, but with very thin lines that goes from one player to another in the orchestra. I have started to love Alan Gilbert when I heard him first time in 2016, and I noticed that he has a very earthed sound. He starts the piece and it sounds like Alan Gilbert somehow. And it was an experience I never had before. So I wanted to find out what happens if I write a music that actually is very airy in a way, if he adds ground to it or not. And so that is my biggest experiment for this piece, this question. Sternstill is a commission from Quatuor Diotima in the Shizuoka Concert Hall in Japan. And it was written at the beginning of the pandemic. And it was a very strange moment and time that I feel we have almost forgotten already. So I'm very curious about the premiere of the piece, if it has captured this feeling. And I live very close to the airport, so there are constantly flying some airplanes above my house. And usually I don't have the time to really see what's around me. But that time gave me the gift to actually see what happens. And I noticed that butterflies, they move the wings extremely slowly when they sit down. I have never seen that before, which was kind of a shock for me. So I tried to capture the state of mind of this time by writing a choreography about these things that I noticed and have never seen before. And it's very much about the choreography of the arms of the string quartet. And the most crucial is then when they all hit the strings all the time, very much. And it's somehow I try to speed up this time to make it go away again. And what happens when we actually are there back in time before the pandemic again, and it feels we have already forgotten the pandemic. This piece is a commission by the Staatstheater Hannover for a concert series called More Than Music, and it's a collaboration with the Austrian artist Markus Schienwald. I always say this piece is a quel bordel, because so much is happening and it's so much brass and so much timpani and so much percussion. But at the same time, there's always a second layer that is somehow very sorrowful or almost screaming quietly at the same time. And I try to somehow catch the state we are in at the moment. That's a very precarious state of mind, I feel, or of the world. And we all try to just keep busy and do our normal shit and do it even more than we used to be, to not see what's actually happening. I have the feeling, or maybe it's our survival mode. This piece has a special setup. It has a screen in the middle of the scene. There's an orchestra in front and one behind. So there's a shadow play in between the piece also. And the piece is very much about dependencies. For example, the two percussionists can only play the triangle when they meet because they sit on two swings above the orchestra, and they can only hit the triangle when they meet each other. Or the oboe and the clarinet, they are connected at the ends of their instruments, and at the same time they have to move like a dance. So it's something terrible maybe that they're connected so much and dependent on each other, but also something very beautiful, the two aspects to it. Berlin Philharmonics commissioned a piece that will be played by Kirill Petrenko in June. And it's a very dense piece. The working title is Ishjärta, Ice Heart, and it's because it has the two elements of the heart, something that is dense and pulsive and bloody and warm, and then ice because it has something closed that isolates somehow the burn and the beats that want to come up. And it's about two feelings, one could say. I think about the title from Helmut Dachenmann, Zwei Gefühle, and in which way it is possible to perceive two feelings at the same time, to overlap them. And what does it create with the listener? Is it possible to feel two feelings at the same time? Or does it create a third thing that hasn't been there?